Welcome to Sideline Savants, a fantasy football podcast dedicated to helping you set your lineups, navigate the waiver wire, prepare for bye weeks, strategically plan trades, and ultimately win your matchup. Do you have what it takes to become a sideline savant? What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the show. Here we are. We're getting into week 9 of this fantasy football season. Man, it has been a heck of a season so far. A lot of ups, a lot of downs, a lot of navigating through injuries, etc. So, and guys, I am blessed again to have my man, Mr. Shannon Smith, aka Podcast Smitty, blessed to join me again here on Sideline Savants. How you doing there, Mr. Smitty?
I'm doing good, man. Another win for your boy for this week after I took a loss to you 2 weeks ago, rattled off
Yeah,
2 straight wins, so I'm feeling good. Second place in our league. Looking forward to the rest of the season.
I think I'm either fifth or sixth. I'm like 500 right now, so I mean I got to win this weekend, but I'm hovering right there. So this is that time of year where if you're kind of hovering around 500, you better either make some power moves or do some trades or do something to kind of get you into that. Because again, all you got to do is get to the dance, baby, because you never know what's going to happen. As long as you get to the playoffs, then you let it ride. I'd rather do that, but man, again, crazy week, but a crazy week in sports, man. And so we're going to touch base on something here real quick right out the gate. If you guys have not seen already, the NBA was rocked this week or this past week with the gambling FBI investigations. We had a bunch of arrests. Um, it was a crazy week in the NBA. And if you guys haven't checked out my NBA podcast, my man Smitty is on with me and we talk about this. So check out Three from Deep on the Boom Broadcasting Network, man. We have a great time talking about all this madness in the NBA, especially with all this betting and FBI stuff. But man, I think it's only a matter of time, Shannon. Could this, what just happened in the NBA. Could this stuff start bleeding into the NFL? I know we've had some players in the past that have gotten nipped for gambling and doing some things, but when you talk about illegal poker games and being a part of that, when you get into mob stuff, when you get into prop bets and like taking yourself out of the game, pulling yourself into the game, dropping a pass, etc. Do you think we're going to start seeing more of this in the NFL now that some of the stuff is coming out in the wash here from the NBA?
I wouldn't be surprised if it was going on and just we didn't know it. I wouldn't be surprised if it was. I'm pretty sure we will see because there's a lot more out there. You can't sit here and tell me that it stops with Damon Jones and Terry Rozier and Chauncey Billups. I think there are more out there. I would hope not, but I'm pretty sure there is. I'm pretty sure that there might have been some shady activity going on with all the sports, if you will. But
Right.
in the NFL, I'm pretty sure that there are some. Again, I hope not because it makes the game look tainted, and you don't want the sports like the NFL and the NBA to be like wrestling. I'm a
Right.
big wrestling fan. I love wrestling, enjoy it. I know what it is. I get it. But these other sports are not like that. That's the reason why people are gravitated towards it
Right.
because the intrigue. You don't know who's going to win. At the end of the day, the best man will win. It's not supposed to be rigged.
Right.
But with all that being said, I think there is a little more out there that we don't know yet, and I think it will be unfolded very soon.
And it makes me nervous too because look, I love sports and I love the thrill of victory, the agony of defeat. I love all of that. I love the emotion that's wrapped up into it. You see it on players' faces, etc. Um, but I really hope that this does not bleed into the NFL because I love fantasy football too. And it's here we are on a fantasy football show. We talk about it, we enjoy it week to week. But there's a lot of money involved in this, and there's a lot of power involved in it too. And the NFL, I would think it'd be a little easier to hide dropping a pass. It'd be a little easier to hide to kind of, oh, I'm injured. I got to take myself out because there's more injuries. So it's you in the NBA with you talk about either I don't say faking an injury, but faking an injury or taking yourself out of the game earlier or missing a shot or getting an extra rebound because there's less players, you can manipulate it a little bit easier. Where in the NFL, guys get hurt all the time, guys drop passes all the time, that kind of stuff. So I really do wonder if there has been instances of this that we just haven't seen. Like I know guys gamble and have been caught gambling and doing some stuff on the side. Jamison Williams, CJ Moore. I know there's been a bunch of guys that have done that and have gotten suspended for it. Calvin Ridley, just to name a few here in recent past. But I get really nervous because again, I love fantasy football and I wanted to be honest and I want it to be like the right thing. But it's like, man, you see something like that go down in the NBA where you got the mob involved and you got the FBI and this becomes a huge thing. The illegal poker games. I would not be surprised to hear some NFL names. I'm already hearing some names in the wind. I haven't seen anything official. I do not get my news off of Facebook or Instagram. I get it off of X and TMZ like everybody else. So, I mean, but so I don't trust any of that until I kind of see it from Adam Schefter. If Shefty reports it, then we're golden. But I get a little nervous with those kind of things because, everybody knows everybody. These sports, these players kind of all bleed together a little bit, especially off season, that kind of stuff. So I'm a little nervous. It'll be interesting to see how the NBA stuff comes out in the wash, if more names start getting dropped. Because when people get knocked, they start singing. So there's going to be a lot of songs being sung to the FBI. I'm talking all of them. You can go back 90s R&B. They just going to be singing. So there's going to be a lot of names being dropped here pretty soon. So it'd be interesting to see if there's going to be any NFL names in there. So we'll keep an eye on this story. Again, guys, if you haven't checked out Three from Deep, the NBA podcast that I do, my man Smitty is on there with me too. We talk about this, but guys, hit me up with some comments. Let me know what you think. Do you think that this kind of prop bet stuff, this kind of stuff is going to start bleeding into the NFL, especially with as big as fantasy football is, with as much money as involved with betting and these betting apps, ESPN Bet, etc. So I'd like to hear some of your guys' thoughts too, because it does make me a little nervous. But we're going to transition because I still love the NFL. I still love fantasy football. We are all legit here. No illegal poker games going on in the back here at my household here. I don't have money like that, so I don't run around with that kind of crowd. So when you broke, you don't have to worry about illegal poker games. You're just, you just do what you do and go on with life. So, Smitty, it was an interesting week in fantasy football here. So, of course, I got to ask you out the gate, who was your stud of the week?
I'm not going to waste anybody's time. Show him the picture. Just show him. Show him the picture. See that guy?
Man.
You see him?
Fire.
You see that guy?
On fire.
Who going to stop this guy?
Lights out.
Can somebody tell me?
Turf monster. That's about anyone. It. Turf toe. Other than that, I think there's no stopping him.
That's it.
He's ridiculous right now. My MVP of the league right now, my front runner. I don't know what your guys' thoughts are. I know there's some big names out there. It's about time that a non-quarterback wins, but man, fantastic performance. So yeah, he is a stud.
Man.
Yeah.
Enough said. I don't need to say anything else.
Yeah. Fantastic. Guys, if you drafted Taylor, I know he didn't go real high in a lot of leagues. Of course, there was injury concerns, et cetera,
Second round for me. Second round. I got him in the second round.
Yeah, that's pretty that's pretty low compared to what he's doing right now. So
Right.
he's absolutely ridiculous. My stud of the week, and I got to show some love because on Sunday was National Tight Ends Day. So a lot of tight ends were getting balls thrown to them for touchdowns. My man Kelsey had a good game on Monday night, but I have to go with Mr. Kraft. What a phenomenal performance on Sunday night. Jordan Love's looking like Jordan Love's favorite target right now, man. So
Hmm.
on National Tight Ends Day, showed up, showed out, a little over 33 points, 143 yards, 2 touchdowns. Um, he has been a monster this year. Had some little bit of a consistency issue there, but man, when he gets on, he is on. So shout out to Tucker Craft for being my stud of the week, especially on Sunday, National Tight Ends Day. So fitting for that. So, and Smitty, I got to give an honorable mention. I know a lot of times the NFL, there's a lot of emotion wrapped up into it. So I have my guy that gets my heart of the week, man. Um, we all forget that these gentlemen are human. Um, that sometimes they have no choice but to listen to the noise because there's a lot of noise out there. Between social media, the news, uh, us, podcasts, and talk radio, and everything else going on, it is hard to ignore, especially when it's negative. And my man Justin Fields gets my Heart of the Week award. Dude was benched, had his owner, the New York Jets, who was probably one of the worst owners in the NFL, um, kind of trash him, and even admitted to sitting in his room crying, which is it takes a lot of heart to do that, man. I mean, look, these guys, they show emotions, but they're not supposed to be emotional. So for him to be emotional from this and to come through against the Cincinnati Bengals, come back from being down. He scored over 20 points fantasy football wise, but pulled out a victory for those Jets because unfortunately the Jets keep jetting. And everywhere Justin Fields has gone, whether it's Chicago, whether it's Pittsburgh, he has been like utterly disrespected. Smitty, what are your thoughts on how Justin Fields has been treated and has come through being treated the way he has?
Now, I will say this. He did come through for me when I had both my quarterbacks out, also, too. He was clutch for me a few weeks back. Do appreciate Justin Fields for that. But my thing about this is I don't like it. I really don't. Has this young man really been coached in the league? Can anybody really tell me that? Because, Chicago, it was pretty much countdown to you self destruct in Chicago. There was a coaching carousel. There was personnel problems, and I don't care what
Yep.
anybody says. That ownership in Chicago, that front office was not good,
No.
and he had really no. He wasn't really bought up. He wasn't really coached up. And I know there are
Yeah.
people, oh, they're
Matt
professionals and all this.
Everflus. Yeah, he had
But
Matt Everflus. Yeah, yeah.
oh yeah, oh god,
Terrible,
yeah,
terrible,
exactly.
terrible.
Enough said. Enough said right there. Enough said. Matty Reflux. I mean, for real. That get that man a wristwatch. I mean, for real. But I mean, but he's never really been like coached. And then he went to Pittsburgh, and they're like, "Oh, this is going to be a great place for him." And even Mike Tomlin really didn't have tolerance for him.
No.
And I mean, what do you expect out of a guy that's not really been coached in the NFL? What do you want him to do? What do you want from this guy? And then he goes to the Jets, and Lord have mercy. We thought Chicago was a bad situation. The Jets are
Ooh.
even worse.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I hate it for them. It's just you go from a dumpster fire, then you go to a place. It's kind of like it's better than where you were. Then they let you
Right.
go to an even bigger dumpster fire, and so it's like the Jets are picking up the pieces from Aaron Rodgers and all that other stuff from a year prior. Not Justin Fields' problem, but yet and still, you're put in here to say, hey, Can you do this? You want this guy to be a hero, but you forgot to ask him, can he fly?
Right.
So that to me, it just unfortunate circumstances for the young man. It really is.
The Jets are picking up the pieces since way back with Chad Pennington. So they've been picking up pieces for a long time.
Years.
Oh, they got a long time. I don't think they got enough. They have enough shopping bags for all the pieces they've been picking up. But yeah, man, shout out Justin Fields. Look, man, I'm all for these guys showing that they're human. I praise him for coming out and telling people what he did, how he felt, that it brought him to tears. Because look, man, these guys put their bodies on the line every day for us to be entertained. They are modern day gladiators. Are these guys in the NFL? And a lot of professional sports. So for him to come out and do what he did, for him to just be disrespected and still come out, play the game of football, come out with a victory. Shout out, man, Justin Fields. I hope you keep it going. I hope we can get the Jets to turn the corner because everybody's tired of the Jets keep jetting. But I want to see this guy continue to do some special things because he has talent. He can run. He can throw the ball. If he's coached and
Mhm.
has a team behind him, he can do some special things. So shout out Justin Fields, gets my heart of the week, man. Um, Big ups because, man, just keep it rolling. Don't let these people get you down. Don't let people talk smack about you, especially when it comes to inside an organization. I unfortunately don't like when your employer has words about you. I think that's pretty foul. So we all kind of been there before. So man, we keep it rolling, man. So but we're going to keep rolling here on Sideline Savants. And of course, talking about betting and everything. And of course, fantasy football being a form of gambling because, there's money involved. But um, we're not doing it illegally. We're doing it safely and responsibly. Except I have 7 leagues, so I don't know if that's responsible, but it is what it is. I haven't hit 10 yet, so as long as I keep it, as long as I keep it under 10, I think I'm good. But I got some questions for you, Smitty, because I'm feeling like rolling the dice here. So we're gonna play some bets. So I'm gonna ask you some questions, and I want you to give me some answers here. So who are you betting on? Who will be who will finish first this year with the most fantasy points total?
You still got that picture? You still got that
Yeah, I
picture?
do. I do. I do.
Yeah,
You
you
just
still
just
got
throw
that
him up
picture?
there. Yeah,
Yeah,
I throw him up there.
that guy,
Yeah, he's up
him.
there. He's up there.
That's it.
Um,
That's it.
I like that pick too, but the other thing I worry about is not just durability as you get a little later in the season and you're kind of all right, we're going to make the playoffs. How much are they going to scale him back? You got to kind of watch those things. They are up by a lot of points by like the third quarter. So like you're going to start seeing them pull him in the third quarter. So I'm worried about him in that aspect, being able to get his points. For me, is going to be Jamar Chase. I think Jamar Chase, the way he's playing right now, he's got Joe Flacco, who done found a fountain of youth, and that fountain of youth is um, essentially 2 stud receivers and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. So I still think Jamar Chase right now he's pretty close. He's got about 170 points total. I think he's close to some of those running backs, but I think the way the season is progressing, you're going to see the running backs kind of come back down to earth a little bit because again, those teams that are in the playoff hunt, they're probably going to start resting a lot of guys as they get into the meat and potatoes of the season here. So, but I think with the Bengals, the way they're heading right now, they're going to need to win games. They're going to need to throw the football. So I'm seeing Jamar Chase is my bet for being number one in fantasy points this year. But your pick, that's almost money in the bank right now the way he's playing. So, um, so far, who you betting on the biggest fantasy bust this year so far?
You know, I know that this squad has had a lot of unfortunate events, but there is one thing that has not been constant for this squad, and it should have been. And I think my biggest bust is going to be Derrick Henry. I mean, I hate it.
Oh, the
I hate
cane.
it with a
Oh,
passion. I really
yeah.
do. I know they hit us with the age thing of, oh, the running back position, if you're old enough. Dude, the man's a tank. The man's still playing good
Yeah.
football. And they don't give him the ball. And it's like,
No.
they don't. And I mean,
No.
I don't understand. Like, Lamar Jackson's hurt. I know
Right.
you got to get the ball down the field. I get it. But that man right there is a fortified tank. Feed that man the ball. They haven't done that. So he's the bust to me. I hate it. Sorry, Big D, Derrick Henry. Sorry about that, dog. But it's not your fault. It's your team, not you.
And I could see that too. I have Derrick Henry in a couple of my leagues, and yeah, he has been a little bit of a disappointment. But that whole Ravens team has been a disappointment. Zay Flowers, Lamar being hurt, that offensive line looks terrible. That defense is, man, I don't know. Are they the Baltimore Colts again or whatever they're? I mean, I don't know what they are right now because they are not the Baltimore Ravens. Because if I was Ray Lewis, I'd be smacking people right now. I'd be up in that locker room, just
Oh yeah,
you gonna get Ray Lewis, Ed Reed gonna come up there and start
yeah.
smacking
T
people around.
Sizzle, Tony
Oh,
Siragusa,
T
all those
Sizzles,
guys.
Tony, those guys are all nauseous right now. The way that defense is playing, but my biggest fantasy bust right now that I'm betting on, Travion Henderson. Man, did we all get faked out from him so far? He had a phenomenal preseason. Done ran a touchdown back. He looked great. He's like on fire, looking like he's going to be the number one running back in New England, and he ain't done nothing. He is subpar, to say the least. Um, just even with Gibson going down, you thought, well, maybe he's going to get some more touches now. I know rookies. You start them off a little bit slow. Like they did Judkins in Cleveland, who unfortunately is now hurt. So that's a whole other thing you guys got to navigate too. But
Yeah.
Travion Henderson, dude, um, fantasy bust. A lot of people picked him high in the drafts. They thought he was going to be something good. And yeah, right now, he's my biggest bust of the year that I'm betting on. And I know you're already going to answer. I know your answer to this question already. So I'm gonna say it anyway, so the people can hear the question. So who will be your number one pick next year in a draft? So drafting right now, who's your number one pick? I'll just put it up there. Just there you go. Yeah, number one pick next year. Put it on, sell it, mail it home. He's having that kind of season. He has rejuvenated his career. Everybody was like, Jen Taylor,
And the
man.
fumble, and last year the fumble,
Mm,
for real. I think it was against Denver where he had the fumble
yeah.
last year, and yeah, that was like, oh man, what is this guy thinking? And then now he's killing everybody now, and it's like, oh, sorry.
And I'm betting on that too. I'm joining you. I'm jumping on your bandwagon, my man. He's going to be the number one draft pick next year. Everybody in the league, just be prepared. It's over. He's going to be the consensus number one. I'm sure Gibbs is going to be up there. I am sure CMC may be up there because he's having a kind of rejuvenated season
Mm-hmm.
too. You may get Jamar Chase. You may get some other guys that may bubble up in there to be number one,
Smith and
especially
Jigma.
Smith and Jigba. I mean, the way he's playing, he's top 10. I don't know if he's going to be a number one. He's playing like a number one,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, just mail it home, man. He's in. That's a sure bet right there. Okay, who you betting on? Who is going to be your Mister Reliable? Gets you the most consistent fantasy points every week. Who you betting on?
I would say show the picture, but I'm not going to do that. No, 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 no. I'm not going to do it. I got to go with Devontae Adams. Devontae swing. Got to go with him being the second option has been good for Devontae Adams. With Puka being hurt,
Mm-hmm.
he stood in as a one because he's been a one basically his whole
His
career.
whole
So he
career, yeah,
knows what he's doing.
yeah.
And so he's been the most reliable player for me when Lad McConkey was having his trouble. Zay Flowers without a quarterback.
Right.
Then I had to cycle out Lamar Jackson with Jordan Love, and Jordan Love sputtered a few times.
Right.
And then of course Jonathan Taylor just don't you don't have to show the photo this time. You're good. We know we don't want to beat a dead horse here. We're not doing that. But I got to go with Devontae Adams. Devontae swing. Appreciate that.
And I like that too. Again, a rejuvenated career again comes back. I think the McVay effect, he has benefited that from that
Definitely.
greatly. Matt Stafford, I think loving him there too because
Yep.
he's had some good. He had Cooper Cup, he had Puka Nakua. So now that Cup is gone, Devontae Adams slides right in there to the number 2, number 1 while Puka's been out, and he is eating because of it. So
Oh yeah.
um, and he has been pretty reliable. My reliable right now has been, and we talked about him just a second ago, Jackson Smith and Jigba. Um, in the last 7 games, which he was on bye last week. He's hit 20 plus points 4 times, 15 plus points 2 times, and has not gone under 10 points. So double digit points every time. There were so many questions in Seattle with Sam Darnold coming in, DK Metcalf leaving. Can JSN become a number 1? And man, he has shut everybody up, and he is now a monster. He gets points every game. He gets catches every game. He gets targets every game. It is hard. Again, I talked about it. I don't know if he'll be a first number 1 pick in drafts, but I think he's going to definitely be a top 10 pick next year in a lot of people's fantasy football drafts because he is on that kind of pace right now, man. So JSN, man, beast. There's a lot of people out there. I think when his first couple of games and he just kind of blew up, everybody's trying to trade for him, and no one was trading him because they knew that he was going to be Mr. Consistent, and that's what you want to see in fantasy football. It's nice to get those players that blow up for 30 and 40 points,
Of course.
but I'd rather have the guy that gets me 20 points every week than 40 points one time. So let's go with the consistent. So last question. Who you betting on? Who is the best fantasy QB option right now? Pat Mahomes, Josh Allen, or when he gets back, Lamar Jackson?
Now, I'm partial to Lamar. He's my guy. He's done really, really well this year. But I got to go with Josh Allen. Once again, you hit the nail on the head. I'd rather have that guy who's consistently scoring, consistently doing what he does every week and looking good doing it. And I think Josh Allen is doing that. The dual threat is a big thing.
Yeah.
And that's what really does it for Josh Allen. These quarterbacks now got to be dual threat guys in order. If you want fantasy points, those are usually the guys that go first. And Josh Allen is one of those guys who can continue plays. And he has. He's got 5 rushing TDs right now.
Yep.
Definitely making it happen with that nothing to lose offense. Those receivers that he's got still, I call it a nothing to lose offense because basically that's what they are. There's no true number 1 on that squad.
No.
As a receiver. So Josh Allen going out there and just making plays with everybody, and that's cool. So I like Mahomes. I like that he's getting Rice back. He's making his plays as well too, continuing plays as well. But Josh Allen's where your money's at. Plus, also too, he's been healthy most of the year. Most of the
year. Fingers crossed. Let's keep it rolling. Yeah, Lamar being hurt definitely hurts. Fantasy football wise, and it definitely hurts that team because that team's dynamic. He is the MVP of that team because when he's obviously you see how bad that team is playing right now without him. This is a toss up, but because Mahomes, man, every time I kind of bet against Patrick Mahomes, he turns around and does some magical shit. I don't know. He has the golden horseshoe, some stuffed in his jock strap somewhere, man. Because man, he just makes plays. That first half Monday night, he was pedestrian, And then in the second half, the switch was flipped, and he just came out and was magical. So I mean, it's hard to go against Patrick Mahomes.
Very
But yeah,
much.
Josh Allen's the easy bet right now.
Oh
He
yeah.
has the record for at least throwing a touchdown and running for a touchdown in consecutive games. He is the offense of that team. Yeah, I mean, Cook is a great running back, and he has at least a run game on his squad. But yeah, the wide receivers, you don't know who he's going to hit. Shakir, questionable. Palmer, there's some other guys on there that are just like, eh. He's got Kincaid, he's got Knox, so he's got some tight ends to kind of help him out a little bit. But essentially, Josh Allen runs the ball, Josh Allen throws the ball to Josh Allen, and Josh Allen scores. So he is a fantasy football monster. That's what he does.
It's
But
true.
guys, it is. But guys, let me know. Let me know who you betting on. So drop in the comments there. Who do you think is going to finish with the most fantasy points this year? Who do you think is the biggest fantasy bust by the end of the year? Who do you think is going to be the number one draft pick next year? Um, who is your Mr. Reliable in your fantasy league right now? And then who is that best reliable QB? Mahomes, Allen, or Jackson. So, guys, drop us a comment. I want to hear what you got to say too, because you hear what we had to say. I like hearing what you got to say too. So, Smitty, I need you to parlay me a winner, because right now that seems to be the hottest thing right now. Every time I turn on Red Zone, every time I turn on ESPN, every time I open my sleeper app for fantasy football, which to me is probably one of the best apps in fantasy football.
It is.
Everybody's talking about the parlay. So here's what I want you to hit for me. So we're putting some cash down. Parlay me a winner for week 9. I need you to pick a QB that's going to score over 25 points. I need a running back to score 2 or more touchdowns. I need a wide receiver that's going to have over 10 targets. And I need a tight end that's going to be the first score of the game. Parlay me a winner.
All right. For my quarterback, I got to go with Dak Prescott against the Arizona Cardinals.
Okay.
I think that, of course, CD, George Pickens, I'm pretty sure Dak can do that. I'm pretty sure he continue plays with his feet as well, too. For my running back, the homer in me is coming out. Run CMC. Give me Christian McCaffrey because I
2.
think that he can run the ball. I think he can run the ball in. I think he can catch it. He's dual threat at the
Right.
receiver and the running back position. So CMC for my running back. My receiver, gotta go with Smith and Jigba. I think he'll be looked at more. He'll be looked at 10 times or more. I probably say about 12. I think that on Sunday Night Football as well too against a Washington Commanders defense that's been kind of spotty in the secondary. I
Right.
think that Sam Darnold is becoming a surgeon out there. I think he is. He's been very, very pinpoint with his passes, and Smith and Jigba has really benefited from that. And then my
Right.
tight end, I got to go with Tyler Warren against those Pittsburgh Steelers. They let Tucker Kraft eat on Sunday Night Football. I don't see why Tyler Warren won't do the same thing.
Right. That's a good parlay right there. I think you got a shot at winning with that one. Here, let me throw you mine here. QB, even though I think he's a slight bit overrated, but I'm going for Justin Herbert against the Tennessee Titans. I think that Tennessee Titans team is floundering a little bit. Um, I think with Ladd starting to get his legs underneath him and that team showing up, Quentin Johnson learn how to catch the football in the offseason, which is nice. Um, I think everybody's happy about that. They got an invisible stickum or something now, so he learned how
Yes.
to catch it. So I think he's going to get me the 25 points.
Oh, that's a
Running
safe one.
back, yeah,
That's a
that's a
safe
safe
one.
one. I think so. 25 points or 2 touchdowns. I'm going Josh Jacobs with
Oh
Green
yeah.
Bay. I think he's that Green Bay Packers team offensively has something going there for it. They got a lot of good wide receivers, but they really haven't sorted out the number one wide receiver in that team. So, but there is a number one running back on that team, and that's Josh Jacobs, and they're going against the Carolina Panthers. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, yeah.
I know
They
you
got
do the
ate up, and
I
they
know
got
you do the
ate up
cat
last week.
cave. Shout out. I know you do the cat cave here, talking about them Panthers here, which you guys got to check out Smitty's show. He does a great job with that, talking about those Carolina Panthers. Um, but yeah, Josh Jacobs, I think, is going to eat against
Oh
Carolina.
yeah, oh yeah.
And we talked about him earlier. I think Jamar Chase is going to get 20 targets against
Definitely.
Chicago. Joe Flacco, he's whatever blue pill he's on, he's getting it up and he's getting the ball to Jamar Chase. So, Joe, I'm glad Joe Flacco is eating right now. He done flew into Cincinnati and got them something going. We just need their defense to show up. Here we are again, Cincinnati, talking about your defense is terrible. But Jamar Chase, I think that's going to be a little bit of a shootout against Chicago because
Oh yeah.
Chicago can air it out too. So I think he's definitely going to get 10 targets. And he was my stud of the week, man. Yeah, you talked about your Panthers, but Tucker Kraft going against his Carolina Panthers. I think Tucker Kraft's going to be the first touchdown scored for the Green Bay Packers because Jordan Love, I think he loves to do some crafting. So he's going to do. I think he's going to get the first touchdown there. So that's my parlay of the weekend, guys. Let me hear yours. Drop me your parlay in the comments here. It'd be interesting to hear what y'all think. But I don't know. Maybe we'll make some money, man. Go out there and try to hit something, and maybe we can spread some wealth out there. But now comes the part of the show that everybody wants to know, because we have to talk about our starts and our sits, man. So, Smitty, I want you to start us off. Who are you starting? Well, where's my? That's the wrong one here. Where's my one here? Where are you? There you are. Here we go. Oh no, wait a minute. There we go. Here we go. Smitty, give me your starts.
Now, I had a good bit of them because I didn't want to overlap. I know we didn't get a chance to communicate before the show I was working this on today, but thankfully we didn't overlap.
No,
So
we
I got a
didn't. I
good
threw
bit.
some of your main ones out there for
I
you.
got a good bit. At the quarterback position, I think that Lamar will have his get back game on Thursday night against that Dolphins defense.
Whew.
Once again, uh, due to Atlanta being Atlanta, that's why Miami won. I don't want
Right.
to really give a lot of credit to Miami, but Miami just didn't mess up.
Right.
Atlanta dropped the
Messed
ball
up.
badly. I don't know what's going on with Atlanta, but that's another story for another time, another podcast for another time. But Lamar Jackson, I think we'll have a get back game against Miami. I like Sam Darnold against the Washington Commanders. And I like
Yeah.
Jordan Love against the Panthers. But I think
Right.
of those three, Lamar, I'm pretty sure he's going to play against Miami. So I say Jordan Love against the Panthers. But those three, you can't go wrong with the quarterback position.
I
At the
like it.
running back, Kamani Vidal. Whoa. I'm glad Cody sat him last week because he might have got me. I'm glad he did. But Kamani
Yeah.
Vidal.
Came out
Whoa.
of nowhere. Yeah.
Yes. So I say go with the hot hand. Kamani Vidal. They're playing Tennessee. Why not? Josh Jacobs against the Panthers, of course,
Right.
and Kyron Williams. I'm pretty cool with Kyron Williams right there, but I think that Josh Jacobs would probably be your best bet out of those three. But you can't go wrong with those three. Receiver spot Marvin Harrison Jr. against that Cowboys defense that can't stop a tricycle.
No, nothing. Woo.
Man,
Marvin.
yes,
Let's go.
rough
Mm.
for them. I think that, and I mean, it doesn't matter who they got a quarterback. Jacoby Brissett, Kyler Murray. I think Kyler's playing in this game. I think he's slated to come back. But
Right.
either way, Harrison Jr., Juwan Jennings, my man from San Francisco, up against the New York Giants. Yes, NY, my dog. I love you to death, man. But Juwan Jennings might play his way back into some money this year. He's kind of been, a little bit shoddy with his play, but I think he'll play himself back into some money. And
Right.
I got to go with Jalen Waddle. I think Tua Tagovailoa might realize he's got to get the ball to this guy, although he's making excuses about playing quarterback, a position he's been playing for God knows how long.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Jalen Waddle, he struck with Jalen Waddle against Atlanta last week. I think he'll do the same this week. And for the tight end position, Jake Ferguson up against Arizona's defense there, Arizona secondary, a little shoddy. Tyler Warren, who's just been incredible this rookie year. Pittsburgh has let a lot of things underneath. Of course, we going back to Tucker Craft on
Right.
Sunday Night Football, just eating with that Pittsburgh against that Pittsburgh defense, and
Right.
of course Tucker Craft, as we spoke about him now, and he's playing the Panthers.
Right.
So those three, out of those three, I will say start Tucker Craft. I think that he'll do it against this Carolina defense. Lord have mercy. It's going to be a tough show for us on Thursday. It's really going to be tough.
I hate
After,
Thursday
after,
games as it is.
after that Bills game, and then they're going in with the Green Bay Packers. But I think that Tucker Craft will probably be your best out of those three. Your guaranteed points. Those are the starts from Podcast Smitty.
I like it. Those are some good, solid starts, man. Here, let me throw mine up in here, Rick, real quick here. Going for Matt Stafford, going against the New Orleans St. Nolans. He's going against Nolans, coming off a bye week. Matt Stafford had some time to rest. I think Puka might be back here too. So if they get Puka back, and you talked about Devontae Adams, so I like Matt Stafford. Those Rams are playing well. That Rams defense is playing
Yeah.
really well too. So again, watch those Rams making a run for the Super Bowl, man. Again, we kind of all forgot about the McVay effect, but he is a heck of a coach. I know that's in your division there at those 49ers, and 49ers playing well with their MASH unit, but we got to watch out for those Rams. Running back, guys, I know you got to sometimes dig deep. There's a lot of buys going on right now. Bye weeks kind of hard to navigate, but my man, bam, Xavion Knight. Again, if you were able to pick him up off the wire wires, or you just kind of hiding on your bench, he has been really, really impressive playing for those Cardinals. He's going against the Cowboys, that horrible run defense. They can't stop nothing. You said they can't stop a tricycle. I think one of them little Matchbox cars. I don't think they can stop that. Back in the day, you used to have the penny racers. You put the little penny in the back, and it just zoomed. Yes, they can't even stop the penny racers. So, Bam Knight, look for him to get some touches and get in the end zone, because the best way to keep Dak Prescott from beating you is keep the ball out of his hand. And what do you do with that? You run the football, control the clock, guys. That's how you play football. You mentioned him before. I'm going my wide receiver. I got Jalen Waddle. Had a heck of a showing last week, over 99 yards, touchdown here. When Tua is lucid, he's still a good quarterback. So, I mean, the Dolphins, I think that was a good victory for them. I think they needed it to get their confidence back, especially on the offensive side of the football. The dual threat running back right now with Ollie Gordon and Devon Achane, I think it's helping that passing attack too. I know it stinks being down Hill, but I think Jalen Waddle is going to step into that number one position really, really easily. And I know A.J. Barner's kind of been up and down a little bit this year, but I like him going against the Commanders. Again, you talked about Kelsey carving him up. If Mr. Swift can carve up that defense, I think A.J. Barner is going to do the same thing. So you talked about Sam Darnold having a really, really good season, being a consistently solid quarterback. He's going to look for A.J. Barner to be that kind of, I think he's going to turn into that second option too. If JSN's double covered, get it down to the tight end. So those are my starts of the week. So we definitely have to get into, what? There's just some guys you got to sit. So, I mean, Smitty, who we sitting?
All right. At the quarterback position, do not play Bo Nix and do not play CJ Stroud. And it's not because they're bad quarterbacks. It's because both these teams got great defenses. They really do. I expect I expect these games to be very tough on the defensive end. I think the defensive side of the ball is going to dictate it. I don't really see a lot of points coming out of these guys. If you're trying to win this week, don't play these guys. And it's not because they're bad. It's just their defenses are that good. You saw what Denver done to Dak Prescott. You saw that. And you saw what Houston done to my 49ers. So we see this, and I got Houston's defense on top of that too. So I mean, I'm kind of hoping the defense does well on fantasy. I really do.
That's always
But
tough, man.
seriously, and at the running back position, I've got a running back pair that you should stay away from, along with a Saints. Do not play Jordan Mason or Aaron Jones Sr. Don't play
Wow.
none of them. Don't do it. Don't do
Wow.
it because Minnesota's got a tough. They got a tough hill to climb in this week division game playing Detroit. It's going to be tough for them to manufacture points. I think J.J. McCarthy is coming back this week.
Possibly,
Carson
yeah.
Wentz
Out for the
season-ending
season.
surgery. I think so.
Yep.
But yeah, don't play those running backs. Don't play Alvin Kamara. Don't play him. Don't do it. Spencer Rattler gonna have a little tough time there. That offense is gonna have a tough time, really. And
Mm.
once again, I'm sorry, D. If D is watching right now, he gonna kill me. But don't play Chuba Hubbard and don't play Rico Dowdle against Green Bay. Don't do it. I
Yeah.
mean, I hate it. It breaks my heart. I got to turn back on Thursday and talk good about this squad. I really do. It's going to be tough, but don't play them if you need the points. And because, Carolina, and it's also too because Carolina, they're going with Rico. They went with Rico at the wrong time. I know that I talked about a two running back tandem with Carolina with these two guys. I know I did. I get it.
Right.
But I think NYU were right. It's going to be hard for them to do it because they don't know how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate that, because Chuba, great running back, very very good running back, very good. Rico Dowdle showed out in 2 straight weeks, was a leading rusher in the NFL, and played only
Yep.
2 games.
Yep.
And then the hand wasn't so hot because just mismanagement on the offensive side of the ball, and the luster left. So, and then of course Bryce sat out. Another thing that sucks. But don't
Mm-hmm.
play Chuba and don't play Rico. At the wide receiver spot, I can only come up with one receiver not to play, and that's Troy Franklin. Once
Mm.
again, this
Wow.
defense.
Mm.
It's this defense. Troy Franklin, I think I think it'll be like maybe 10, 12 points, more or less, because of how good this defense is. It's going to be a tough defensive game between
Wow.
these two teams. And on the tight end spot, do not play Dalton Kincaid.
Hmm.
Don't play Dalton
Wow.
Kincaid. Don't do it. And he's on my team. Don't play Hunter Henry. Don't do it. Tough matchups for both of these squads here. Don't play those
Hmm.
two guys at tight end spot. Kansas City's got a good defense
Yep.
with and that's going to be the game. That's going to be a game and a half, man.
Oh, that's gonna be a good game.
That's going to be a very good game. And then, of course, with New England, of course, and they're playing Atlanta. Atlanta's got a pretty good defense, but honestly, I think New England can stretch the field, and they're going to stretch the field further
Right.
with Stephon Diggs. I think they'll, and with my man Booty, they're
Yeah.
gonna stretch the field. I
Drake
really
may
think
love
so.
some booty.
Oh,
Yep.
you know it, baby. I'll be all day long. So do not play these guys. These are my sits.
I like it, man. Yeah, that's pretty solid. Bo Nix again coming off a big week, but yeah, it's tough when you start hitting against hard defenses, man.
Absolutely.
These games tend to get a little tougher. So, all right, my sits. I'm gonna shock a lot of people here. We're gonna go Josh, Mr. Seinfeld, Alan. He got married this past year here to Haley, so congratulations on that. But I got to message you a little bit because, of course, we got Mr. Swift in the mix too here. So, but Josh Allen against that Kansas City defense. I think this is going to be his roughest game this year. That
Oh
Kansas
yeah.
City defense looked ridiculous. I know it was going against kind of a Commanders team that didn't have Daniels, but Mariota played really well the first half of that game, made some big plays, but that Kansas City defense is playing on another level. So I think they're really going to hurt the Bills this weekend.
Oh yeah.
Running back Jalen Warren. I think Warren against the Colts. I think it's going to be tough because those Colts score a lot of points. So Pittsburgh's going to have to air the ball out and score points in bunches. So I can see them abandoning the run game pretty quick. I think My man Aaron Rodgers. I know he's a little older right now. He better get the icy hot going and the ice bags for that shoulder because I think he's going to throw the ball like 50 times
Oh
just to
yeah.
kind of keep up with those Indianapolis Colts. They score points fast, quick, and in a hurry. So I do not like Jalen Warren as a running back this weekend. Piggybacking off of sitting Josh Allen, I don't like secure wide receiver. He's just not consistent. Again, Josh Allen, um, just he has too many options because none of his options are number one options. So he just kind of throws the ball whoever's open. And a lot of times, Shakir, he'll get some targets, but I don't think he's going to have a big game. Again, the Kansas City secondary can lock you down, and I think he's going to have a rough game.
Oh yeah.
And Sam Laporta, Sam Laporta is going against that Vikings defense. It's a divisional game. It's going to be a tough game for the Lions. I think they're going to do some running. I think it's going to be more of a ground and pound game. I can see Sonic and Knuckles both having a big game. Of course, you're going to have Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's going to get his. But Laporta has been doing a great job blocking. And I think he's going to do a lot of blocking in this game. So I do not like him. So that's my sits of the week. So, man, it's going to be an interesting week 9. Getting into the heart of the season right now, fantasy football wise, guys. So again, trade deadlines are coming up. Start getting out there and making some moves. If you're on the cusp of making the playoffs or missing the playoffs, don't be shy. Get out there, start networking, start making some phone calls, start talking to your peeps. Say, hey, look, I'll trade you. Make some power moves, man. You got to do it now. This is it. No time to waste. You gotta start rattling off some wins if you want to make the dance. So, but man, we've had a heck of a show. We done talked about gambling. We done talked about our studs, starting, sitting, cats and dogs living together, mass hysteria. Great stuff here. Loving hanging out with my man Smitty, but man, I'm getting a little tired. So we got to sleep on him a little bit. But you know, we got to let them know who not to sleep on. So Smitty, who are your sleepers of the week, buddy?
All right, quarterback. I got some guys here that you cannot sleep on. Don't sleep on Trevor Lawrence. Now I know
Right.
that Trevor Lawrence has some inconsistency going on, and I think that's more coaching wise than anything. But he's playing the Raiders, so I expect for him to have a better showing this week. I think he'll be fine against the Raiders. And of course, you talked about how Jamar Chase is going to get targeted a lot.
Right.
Man, got to throw him the ball. Joe Flacco, he gonna be throwing the ball. That's going to be a gunslingers matchup. Gunslingers delight against those Chicago Bears. So yes, Joe Flacco, don't sleep on him. And also too, whichever one they start, either Matt Jones or Brock Purdy, don't sleep on one of those guys against the New York Giants. Do not do it because I think that these guys will be ready to throw the ball. Mac has done his due diligence in
Right.
the absence of Brock Purdy. Purdy just hadn't been able to get on the field.
Right.
But Mac Jones has been playing some good football. I'm liking it. The homer's coming out of me. I get it. But don't sleep on those quarterbacks here at the running back position. Oh, this is going to be fun. Kyle Manungai. Sorry about that. Sorry,
Mananga.
Ruckus.
You gotta like
Sorry, Ruckus.
Mananga.
Didn't mean to do that. But yes, I think that he'll be fine. I think he'll be
Right.
good to don't sleep on that guy. Put him in as your flex.
Yep. I like it.
That's fine. Put him in as your flex. And then of course you already said him right now. Bam. Bam night. Play Bam this week against those Dallas Cowboys. Once again, the run defense yet again. Jerry trying to tell us he wants to stop the run, and they haven't.
Right.
So
At
put
all.
Bam in there. Insert Bam in there. And also, too, a name that you haven't heard in a while and a name that you enjoy, Tyrone Tracy Jr.
Right.
With the absence of Cam Scatterboo, I hate that so much. I really do. Lord have mercy. I hate that so much.
Get well, boo.
Yes, please. He was exciting to watch, and
Uh,
I don't think we've seen the last of him. Get well, my man. Be ready. Your number will be called yet again. So
yep.
yes, Tyrone Tracy Jr. Don't sleep on him. At the wide receiver spot, Josh Downs.
I like
He's
that.
once again, Indiana Jones finding guys. He's finding guys. I mean, I hate to say it, but Peyton was finding guys. Peyton Manning was finding guys in Indianapolis. You had Austin Collie.
Right.
He had guys like that. I think that Josh Downs is kind of like that for
Mm,
Indiana Jones. So
I like it.
he's pulling guys out of the arsenal. So Josh Downs at the receiver spot. And at the tight end spot, Colston Loveland with the Chicago Bears. I mean, another guy, Cole Kmet, he's been in Cole Kmet's absence. Colston Loveland doing some pretty
I,
good stuff out there. Mason Taylor caught that game winner.
yep.
Whoa, whoa. Catching that game winner against, wow, what a game that was. Gave them their
Mm,
first win.
yep.
Gave them their first win, even though Brees Hall threw the ball.
Yeah.
Mason Taylor,
Hey.
very good to start in there. Theo Johnson as well. My San Francisco 49ers underneath had a little trouble with the underneath stuff.
Yep.
Theo Johnson could be in there, and Oronde Gadsden the second.
Go Syracuse.
Oh,
Love it.
yes, man.
Go
I
Syracuse.
watched his
Let's go
father,
Cuse.
and I watched his father. His father,
Yeah.
Winston-Salem State,
Yep.
about a good 50 minutes from
MIA.
where I
Let's go.
live.
Let's go.
Yes. So, yes, Oronde Gadsden the second. And he's got a quarterback that likes to throw the ball in, Justin Herbert. Finding him underneath. I think that Oronde Gadsden the second might be another guy you might want to plug in that flex area. Those guys there, you can't go wrong with them. Go with those guys. Do not sleep on these picks from
I like
Podcast
it,
Smitty.
man. Great job. That's some hitting right there. And I'll throw my sleepers in there too. I got you, and again, you talked about them, Joe. I'm not old. I'm just experienced. Flacco. You got to throw Joe Flacco in there. I think he has found the fountain of youth with Jamar Chase and that Bengals offense. So if you're desperate for a quarterback, I think he's going to get some points this weekend. He's going against Chicago. That Bears defense is a little suspect right now, and I think it's going to be an air attack type of game. So go with Joe Flacco. Yeah, I got to show some love to my New York man, Tyrone Tracy, stepping in for my man Boo. Terrible injury, dude. It was a lot of fun watching him, and that just made our season was bad enough right now, and that just kind of made it exponentially worse. But we still need to protect Dart, so I think Tyrone Tracy is going to get the bulk of that. He's going against that San Francisco defense, but I think he's going to get some touches here. We haven't said his name in a while, but I think he's due. He's coming off a bye week. Trey Tucker, had the 40 banger not too long ago, was Geno Smith's, big dog, and then just kind of disappeared. But I think he's coming back this week. Look, he's going against Jacksonville. They're going to throw the football. I think Geno Smith is coming off a bye week. He's had a rough year so far this year, but I think he has himself a good game. So Trey Tucker, I think he gets back into that big dog column. And I think he has another monster game. So give me Trey Tucker against Jacksonville, guys. Do not sleep on him. He's due for it. And Evan Ingram. I know we haven't said his name a lot, but Denver's been targeting him, and they really had some suspect play at the tight end position. But Evan Ingram had himself a pretty decent game last week in that exciting game, and he was a target of Bo Nix. So I think going against Houston, they've had the number one scoring defense in the NFL right now. So that's going to be a short pass kind of game. So Bo Nix, he's going to need a safety valve, and Evan Ingram, when he's healthy, he's good. He can't stay healthy. So I'm hoping he stays healthy. So, but Evan Ingram, don't sleep on him. You guys need a tight end to throw in there. Throw him in there because I think he's going to have a pretty good game. And those are my sleepers because I'm feeling a little sleepy right now. So, my man Smitty, we done talked about a lot of stuff today, man, and I appreciate you being here. Guys, again, hit us up with any comments, questions. Let us know who you rocking and rolling with. But my man Smitty, we're going to get out of here. Let the people know where they can find you.
Of course, whether you're North or South Carolina or anywhere else in the world, enter the Cat Cave with myself and D White every Thursday on the Tobacco Road Sports Radio's YouTube channel. Once again, gonna be a tough week to discuss Sunday's game and then preview this Sunday's game, which is gonna be a tough game as well too.
Yeah.
But hey, come on in. Watch us on the Cat Cave on Thursday. May do the show tomorrow. Got a little something to do for Thursday, but we'll see. But still going to have a show for this week. And of course, on Friday, you got Quick Hits with me. We're going to be talking some football. We'll talk some NFL. I believe we will have a show on that halfway mark of the NFL. And then, of course, your quick, fast, in a hurry sports news
Mm-hmm.
on that very show on Friday. I'm Shannon Smith, and this is Quick Hits.
I appreciate you. You guys got to check Quick Hits out, man. Shannon hits just about every sport that's out here. He's an F1 fan. He loves tennis, golf, the WNBA. I know that you got a lot of news coming up in the WNBA right now with their collective bargaining agreement going on. So you guys got to check Smitty out, man. He's going to be all over that stuff. So, and guys, of course, you can check me out here, Sideline Savants, Wednesdays at 12 p.m. We are also on demand, free here on the Boom Broadcasting Network. So you can't beat that with a stick. But you can also check me out on Three from Deep. But of course, if we just had the NBA season start, a lot of drama going on in the NBA already. We talked about the betting earlier, but man, what a crazy start to the season. Victor Wembanyama, doing his thing, the Parisian Pillar. You gotta love it. We've had some 50-point games. We've had a ton of 40-point games from some big guys. So a lot's going on in the NBA. So, man, check me out on Mondays at 12 p.m. here on the Boom Broadcasting Network. And, of course, you can check us out on demand. So, guys, thank you very much. Hit that like and subscribe button, and we will see you next week. Go out, make some moves, win your fantasy league, man. Win the week, man. Let's go. So we'll check you later, guys. Peace.